lies in intriguing life questions and concerns, such as, do Christians suffer from mental illness? Have you wondered why they act abnormal? Or you may ask, what is really going on in their minds? Do you need a net? Well, keep listening for a biblical understanding of the psychology of the mind.
Hey, hey, hey. Great afternoon, guys. Great afternoon. Welcome to another wonderful session of Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. And I'm your host, Annette Harris. Thank you so much for joining us on today, for watching and or listening. First, let's give honor to God, who I appreciate you on this afternoon, Lord. We thank you for what you have done and what you are going to do. We ask that you action and everything we go to say and do. In Jesus' name we pray. Our opening scripture, Hosea 4:6, the first part. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. And again, I'm excited to be here on today. It is another time, another opportunity to come and empower you. Opportunity to get caught in the net. Are you ready? I hope so. Hey, there are three different ways that you can listen to us on today. I do have my Facebook live feed going on my page, Annette, known as Annette. And so if you're a friend, then you can watch it there. Actually, I think it's public. You can watch it. And then also you can go onto YouTube, my channel, MBSWANET. If you go to YouTube and type in those letters, you'll see Get Caught in the Net there. We're live there at the present time. And then also, of course, we're on the station's website. We're at the Great Intellectual Radio. And you can type in intellectualradio.com and you can hear us live as well. So my question to you, would you please, once you come into the live feed, go ahead, like and share. Like and share. I tell you, it costs you nothing, and you don't have to pay anything to share this live feed. And then that way others can know that we're on live, and then they can get all the information that we're going to give out on today. I am actually excited as usual. You say I'm probably excited every week. I am. I really am. Number one, I'm excited about what I do. I enjoy doing this every week. I enjoy coming before you. I enjoy empowering you. I enjoy helping you in whatever way I can. And today is no different, because I'm welcoming into the studio. I see you guys sharing. Thank you. Y'all so sweet. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Y'all listening to me. I appreciate it. I have a beautiful, beautiful young woman here with me on this afternoon. And as I'm talking, I'm trying to pull up her bio. Let me see if I have it here. I think I have something. I have something. But anyway, you see to my immediate right, isn't she beautiful? She's so pretty, isn't she? Oh, you blush. Alicia Riddle is in the house on this afternoon. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Make that mic your friend. Use your outside voice, as they say. Yes, because we want them to hear you.
Okay.
We want them to hear from you. You have some great things that you are going to share with us on today. And I want to tell you, she is the president, CEO, the founder of Your Wealthy Place, LLC. All right. How about that? You know what? I'm going to see if I can try and type in that website so that they can go to it and they can learn all about what we're talking about on today. Your Wealthy Place. You know what? Why don't you tell us a little bit while I'm still pulling up your bio?
Oh, sure.
And typing in the website so that you all can make sure you go there and check it out. About Alicia, first and foremost. You know, wait, let me say this.
Uh-oh.
I've been knowing her most of her life.
Ooh. my struggle days.
That's a good thing, though, because she has blossomed into a beautiful, beautiful woman of God. And I am so excited, first of all, to know her, to be excited and acquainted with her. But I want you all to understand and know who she is as well. A very polished young woman. And I want to introduce her to you today, but I'm going to let her do it her own way. So talk to us about Alicia.
So, Alicia. Well, my name, as you know, is Alicia Riddle. I am the owner of Your Wealthy Place, LLC. And I, as Sister Bridget has told you, have been doing her for...
I don't know who Sister Bridget is, but my name is Annette. But this guy, I need to mess with her.
I'm sorry. For so many years, I love her so much. She has been so beneficial to our family, our choir. You got, oh my God, I wish you were there. Some of those times when she used to come. I mean, this woman, she's saying I'm polished, is so disciplined. And I love her. I'm so happy to be here. But back to me and the company.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I wanted to just start this company and start off by saying I had a huge passion for trying to figure out homelessness. And I was just like, where does it start? Why is this epidemic so prevalent in our culture? And I just sat and I was trying to pray. And I said, God, I was really praying to God and saying, what can I do? I just don't want my life to go on and be selfish. I want my gift to make room for me and be able to allow what I'm taught to be manifested to others. And I'm like, how can I do that? And so it took me a while to really come into the field of what I know and trying to get people to understand it, because it's one thing to know something, but then to teach someone else, it's different, especially because it's not always like they don't have the same reciprocal, they don't receive the same. So it's just like, how can I do this? How can I start this? So I'm just like, where does it begin? And I started with the targeted audience. It took me a while, yes, because I started this at the beginning of the year and it's just been taking off, and I got it free, but I was just like, okay, God, I'm ready. What you want to do? I'm going to step back. He's like, no, I need you to step forward. And he's been using me ever since in my business. And right now, my focus in my mind, in order to prevent homelessness, where does it start? And it's train up a child is the scripture in the way that he should go, and he will not depart. So as children, I said, what targeted area and what age should I begin with? And so someone brought to my attention, foster children age out when they're 18. They go through a whole process where sometimes they've gone through high school, they've been transferred to different foster homes, and they have no knowledge of how to fend for themselves. Just the simple things we take for granted that we know, they are unable to compute. They don't know how to maneuver through life to get by. And that is where a lot of our homelessness starts. They end up homeless or either pregnant or incarcerated. And I said, God, not the youth that I'm coming up with, not with the information I have. So I said, everybody I encounter, I want them to be left without an excuse. So use me for your glory in this arena so that I can help my people, not just my people, but I'm for everyone. Whomever comes and needs the help and assistance, I'm here. I'm ready. So whatever I know, I'm going to share.
Beautiful. Oh, I love it. So it started with your looking around in homelessness, basically.
Yeah.
That was the culprit. That's where it started at.
Mhm.
Obviously, it caught your attention, and you wanted to do something about it,
Absolutely.
um, which is, I believe, wonderful. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Did you or did you not? Were you doing something before this with for the homeless or something? Were you doing some kind of feeding or clothing or
Well,
something?
that was through other institutions. Like I would join myself with other organizations. So it was a lot of that. And I was always giving my
Okay.
time and always spending time at shelters, passing out food. And I was like, it's not enough. I was like, we are not satisfied. God wants you to be pushed more. So I kept doing that. And I'm also a mentor for 1 Million Degrees. So I actually talk to youth there as well. There are inner city colleges that are a part of this program. And I get to express and tell them what I know as well. So I mentor them through that avenue. I also go, I don't want to name all of the shelters because there are young children there, but I do go to shelters as well. And I'll make a presence in the shelters and I'll teach them financial literacy there as well. Yeah.
Is that right? Okay, I knew I heard something about that.
Hmm.
That's why. So it didn't just like pop up.
Right.
I
You're
mean,
right.
because you had been exposed to this, and so your mind, like you said, it wasn't enough. So your
Right.
mind was inquisitive. And you wanted to do something else about it,
Hmm.
which I applaud. And I thank God
Hmm.
for that heart that you have, because so many they can volunteer,
Yes.
right, and then they'll just leave it at that, or that'll be their thing, and okay, so I did that, I'm good.
Recognition.
There you
And it's
go.
just to have something on your resume resume to say, oh, I did this. A lot of the times when I do things like this, I don't even want it publicized. I'm just like, why would you give someone something so you can say, hey, I gave Richard this bracelet, I gave her this necklace, and how would you make that individual feel?
Right.
Put yourself in their shoes because it can happen to anyone at any moment, at any point in your life. So that's how I think. I could be here, so I don't want it publicized. Every time I do something or share something with someone, it's a personal thing. Especially when God gives you a word, it'll be manifested. But who does He give it to first? He puts it in your heart.
He gives it to
He
you.
gives it to you.
Yeah.
So once He gives it to me to give to you, it's up to you to share. He told the guy that he healed, go out and tell. He didn't go out and tell it himself, did he?
No.
They witnessed
That's
and
right.
they went to tell. So that's how I feel. If you want to share, that's fine. But I'm not going to broadcast everything I'm doing for you. And usually people that do that, they do receive their reward. But but for me, it's a more personal thing because I feel like when you have a passion for something, it just comes easy. It's a natural thing. You don't have to tell everybody, I'm trying to be funny here. I showered today. Oh my
Right.
God. I showered. Like that.
I hope you did.
I hope you did. But that's not something you just advertise, So it's something that you do. It's a natural form of I wake up every day, I pray, I do this, I do that, my routine. I don't have to advertise my routine. If this is a part of my heart, this is going to be my routine. This is what I do.
Love
and
it.
so that's how I go.
I love it. So really, technically, you really just started this organization. You said at the beginning of the year, is
Yes,
it?
the beginning of this year.
Okay.
It's actually last year because I was trying to figure out the platform that I wanted. And I kept trying to say, do I want to go about it this way? Do I want to try to get some properties where I can put a lot of homeless people in there? And I'm like, ooh, do I want to manage that? So I was like trying to go through this whole thing, and I just had to stop and pause to gather my thoughts and to come to a conclusion on what I really wanted to do and how, like I said earlier, what I know can impact others and how I can use what I know to impact others. So I started this like late last year, and it actually just started to come into fruition at the beginning of the year. So yes, that's right, the beginning of this year.
Okay. All right. Was when it was formally
Yes.
organized because
Mm-hmm.
it already formed in her heart. It
Yes,
had already formed in her heart.
absolutely.
Let me hop over here to Facebook Live and just
Mhm.
appreciate you guys for being on here. Beatrice, I see you on. Anita, how are you, sweetie?
Hi.
Eric, hey, cousin from Kentucky. I was about to put you on Texas. I don't know why. Yeah, bless Texas, Jesus. Maybe because Beatrice Carter is on here. Miss Texas herself. Demetri Brand Triplet is on. Michael Lampley, we appreciate you for watching on today. You guys, have you shared this live feed? Please go ahead, like and share, like and share. As we're talking, you can go ahead and just click the little share button. Share it, let everybody know that we're on. And if you have any questions or comments today for my guests, I'm going to encourage you to either put them in the comment section or you can call in today. Intellectual Radio, the number here is 708-223-8953. Again, 708-223-8953. If you just want to call in, you want to speak to a guest, you want to ask her a question about what we're talking about on today, financial literacy basically is the essence of this organization,
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
Now, I saw and I did, let me back up a little bit because I did pull up a little bit of her bio, although
Okay.
she kind of talked to us about herself in the first person already. Alicia is the founder and CEO of Wealthy Place, LLC. She began her finance career in April of 2009 at JP Morgan Chase Bank.
Yes.
Many of you have accounts there. And held careers at a variety of financial institutions throughout the years. Currently, she holds a position as a trust officer at the Northern Trust Company. Alicia is also a mentor for the 1 Million Degrees program for college students and a Sunday school teacher at the Ark of Safety Church. In February of 2019, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, eyes playing tricks on me here. She started over 50 eyes here. She started her trading workshops as an agent with YWP LLC. Oh, okay, because of her passion to help foster children prepare for financial success and live better lives. Would you say that this is kind of where it really, the spark kind of was started in this position here?
Yes,
Okay, so
definitely.
talk to me about YWP LLC, and then you helping foster children. Because as I was looking at your website,
Mm-hmm.
it does say youth financial literacy,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and so I think that's an awesome place. She has a wonderful mission statement here as well. An awesome place to start with
Mm-hmm.
our young people. Sometimes what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Oh, it's
You know,
hard. You can, but it's hard.
right, 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 right. So if you get the young people, while they're still being molded and
Yes,
made. So I
absolutely.
think that's a wonderful place for you to start, in society. You asked about homelessness. Where does it start? How do we, get them to become, get out of that,
Right.
not be homeless anymore. So let's talk about the YWP
Yes.
LLC
Mm-hmm.
and how that helped to cultivate this that has been developed in you to
Mm-hmm.
help the foster. And then, like you said, it does like span out.
Yes. So right now, when I targeted this specific audience, I wanted to start at the age of at least about 13 because they are absorbing everything. And usually when you see children, it is a little bit younger, but those we wanted to stick. We wanted to grow with them as they get older. So at the age of 13, I wanted to start till about at least 21, but it can go further than that. And I've expanded my horizons now because I'm like, oh, people need to know this. I'm targeting this audience, but a lot of people that come to me say, well, I didn't know how to manage these funds. Like, I didn't know like to not spend my last on something and then have to scramble at the end of the week trying to find bus fare, trying to find food a lot of the time. So this, what I wanted to do is start at this age. And I was blessed at an early point in this career to be able to be a part of the ACTE conference. And that conference is where schools in the central area get together and they give you this platform to advertise your business. And I was there and I was so amazed because as a woman of color, if I'm allowed to say that, I felt big in the room, big hair, just, like I'm here. I know my presence was known because they were just like, I had people to come to my table and say, I did not expect this from you. And so I said, that speaks a lot to, our culture and the way that we maneuver because we need to impart this into our children at an early age. Not just our children, but like I said, our culture. It's not just our culture, but they don't expect a lot of the times you to know or be financial literate or have responsibility when it comes to finances and making investments, into your children because it's like it's expected for bad behavior or it's expected if you go through the system you don't know so you end up like this. And I want to change that. So with YWP, I'm just like, no, what we're going to do, we're going to change the dynamics of all of this. So it may not be expected on your end, but it's going to be applauded. So now that if I give you this information, I want you to utilize it. And it's the encouragement. And a lot of the times, that's what these children need. They need that encouragement. They need that push. You know, one major reason why I believe this sets me apart from just someone trying to get you to invest in something, taking an inheritance or something and putting it into something else just to make your money grow, is because of God. And I honestly know for a fact in my heart that only what you do for Christ will last. That's how I feel. You can take it and run with it however you want, but this is me. And I feel like every time I go to do something, I ask God, you acknowledge God. And I teach these kids that if you don't want your kids to be taught to acknowledge God, you might want to go to another because I'm going to push and promote him as much as I can because that's the reason why I'm here. So my first and foremost thing is to encourage them like, your faith and how you believe. You have to first believe what I'm telling you because I'm going to pray to give the acknowledgement and the guidance directly that God gives me to you specifically. Whether we're in a group or it's a one-on-one session. So we normally do those. We'll do a group of kids or we'll do like one-on-one sessions. If I have a one-on-one session with you, that's personal. It's something that specifically meets your need. So So what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus, I'm going to zone in on you. I'm going to create a profile for you. I'm going to follow up with you. It's mentoring and financial literacy all wrapped in one. And then I'm going to just help you mentally to cope. I'm going to get you used to praying and acknowledging the Lord. God, should I buy this? Should I go on this trip? Should I really spend this money? Should I really give all of this? This is my last money. And sometimes it's a testing of your faith to be able to step out there to give. But another time, it's, am I in that? Did I tell you to do that? Or are you doing that for your own satisfaction? Do we even ask God, God, is this what you want me to do? We just spend, we just give, we just do whatever. We put, a lot of times we don't even know, we'll put money and seeds into things that God is not even in.
Ooh,
And it
that's
happened.
deep.
Yeah.
Now you meddling with
Somebody,
somebody now.
nope. I mean, but you can have, someone can have a vision and they haven't consulted with God. And they come to you because of the relationship or the friendship that you have. And then the first thing, what do? Oh, girl, yeah, sure. I'll let you borrow that. Here, you can take that. You can do that. And what does it end up being lost? Or, oh man, I don't know how I'm going to give that back to you. I don't know how I'm going to go about, that was my last money. I really have faith in you. Pray together. That's what I encourage. When you go to make big moves like that, and I work with a lot of clients in the current position that I'm in to be able to speak on things like that because there are a lot of investments that we make where we don't acknowledge God and we take huge losses, huge losses. It's not just a financial loss, you take a spiritual loss because think about what you've created here and then you have to build yourself back up. God, I should have acknowledged you. So that's what I want to also impart into these children. Like acknowledge God in all that you say and all that you do. When you have a pure heart before him, you can take what you have and it's not just thinking that I don't have anything. Yes, you do. Utilize your gifts and talents. What are you skilled at? And then a lot of people will probably get upset when I say this, but college is not, we have a higher education course, but a lot of times college is not for every student. Some students work with their hands. Some students go through trades and they're masters at it. Now, I say you still have to go through a course where you're learning because you don't know everything, especially at a young age. They think they do. And then they think, she don't know what she's talking about until I get to talking about to them. And then I'm like, I have a teenage daughter. I may not look like it, excuse me, but I do. And when I talk to them, I talk to them in their language. They're just like, they have to sit there and listen. So you have to have God to give you that wisdom because
Oh,
you
yes.
cannot deal with a lot of them. And I'm going to be honest because it's not just because they're teenagers. Honestly, you have to have patience for a job like this. Honestly, you really, really do. A lot of kids go through PTSD and it's like post traumatic. You're aware of that,
Hmm. Yes.
right?
Yes.
We have discussions on it, and I know she's awesome. So, I mean, like,
No,
they
that's good
go through
stuff. I'm glad you
trauma.
mentioned it.
Think about this. They go through a lot of trauma and they can't focus on where they want to spend their finances. They don't, so their mindset is all over the place. There's a lot of attention deficit disorders and things that you have to deal with. And you honestly have to pray to God every day to give you the patience, the stability to be able to deal with it. So I say, whatever you need to do, get it out right now. I'm going to give you 15 minutes because once I start talking, you're going to miss something. You're going to feel bad later. So get it out. Whatever you need to discuss, or if you want to scream, whatever you have to do, get it out because I need you to focus right now on what I'm telling you because this is something that I prayed to God to give to you specifically. So that's how I operate.
Okay, so you kind of do it per person or whatever.
I can do it per person or in a group. It just depends on the setting or how the booking goes. If a teacher or a financial institution or DCFS, I've been trying to partner myself with them and a lot of other avenues of like homeless shelters for teens and people like that. So if they want them to come in a group, it'll be a group setting. If they want individual services, I can do that as well.
Okay, all right. And so you said before you get into these workshops and talk and
You
sit down the
prepare.
training with them, you said get it out so you won't
Hmm.
miss anything. And I love that. I love that because yeah, they are, and we don't realize it a whole lot of times that they are suffering from PTSD. whether they are actually homeless or not.
Mhm.
There's so many things that our young people go through, our youth go through, whether they are verbally sharing it with you or
Mm.
not. They're dealing with a whole lot, whether it's
Mhm.
anything from bullying, from
Oh,
trying to
yes.
make sure that their peers like them or what
Yes.
have you. That weighs. We may not think as adults that's like important, but that weighs on their minds so
Mhm.
much,
Mhm.
and so they don't know how to maneuver. They don't know how to function,
You're
and like
right.
you said. So with that in mind, with their mind all over the place, basically with
Mhm.
the PTSD,
Yes.
they're not going to know how to do. They
Mhm.
won't have financial literacy.
Exactly.
They won't be financially literate,
Not at all.
and they'll think that. And I'll just throw this out there. You
Mhm.
correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I see young people all the time when they're on their way to school. They'll go and purchase their
Mhm.
breakfast, which is the Cheetos and the honey
Yes.
buns
Hot
and all
Cheetos.
that. Yes. So that wasn't a
Yes.
smart
Mhm.
purchase. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
Because well, now I'm getting off of the talking about what you should and shouldn't eat, but it
It
all
comes
ties in
together.
together. It
Absolutely.
does. It ties in
Absolutely.
together. But yeah, this is good stuff. I see you guys coming on. I appreciate you, Marianne Lloyd. Ida Riddle's watching. Heather Cook, another financial guru there. I appreciate you watching from Atlanta. Callie is on. How are you? I see Pastor Rick. And I see that your sister has tagged pretty much the entire Riddle family, but that's a good thing because I
Yes.
want them to be on and watching as well. You
Absolutely.
guys have a great yeah, yeah, she's great. She's good stuff. So you
Thank
want to
you.
support her. You want to support her. Yeah, starting with our young people, because their minds are fresh, should be.
Yes.
Again, as I stated earlier, at least you can try to mold them, now,
Yes.
while they're in this impressionable stage,
Absolutely.
if I can say that.
Mhm.
So young people, oh my goodness,
Yes.
I you know before I go into asking you this one question, I
Mhm.
want to back it up because you said when you were doing, when you had a table, I think was it YW?
ACTE conference.
Yeah, okay,
Mhm.
ACTE conference, and the individual or you had individuals that came and said they were surprised.
Mhm.
Basically, they were surprised at what came out of your mouth or
Absolutely.
what
They
you
said,
presented to them.
"Oh, we thought you were advertising a book," and I was just like, "No, not a book."
Yeah.
But I do have workshops and booklets and packets that I created for you, but not a book. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing that they don't expect that from us? And you're a
It's
young woman,
yeah.
African American woman, woman
Mhm.
of color, if
Mhm.
you will, and she has this knowledge here, and that financial knowledge
Mhm.
they don't really expect us to have.
Absolutely not.
Some of
Not
them
at all.
secretly don't want us to have it.
No. And you know what I noticed, and it's true, and I did a lot of research on it. It's that in our neighborhoods, we have a lot of different races and cultures in our neighborhoods because they know that we'll buy. And I'm sure a lot of your viewers and listeners have heard this before, and it is definitely true. They know that we will spend the money there,
Yeah,
but it's
come on now.
they
See,
know who to target because there is no discipline in a lot of these areas as to I'm not going to buy that today. I'm not going to do that because so they know what food places to put. They know which franchises to put there. They know which, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit guilty of this. Shoes, Jesus. They know which shoe
it's an
places to put.
appreciation for
Amen.
shoes.
I
It's
understand.
not an
But
addiction.
see,
I've heard it
sometimes,
said that before. But go ahead. It's my story and I'm sticking
sometimes
to it.
it's clothes, it's a lot of material. And if we can get our mindset out of the material and going back to the youth, think about it. If you grew up without, the first thing you're going to do when you get it is, I'm going to dress like this. I'm going to show everybody like I'm not that same person. And oh, I'm going to get the nicest, freshest gym shoes. Jordan, I commend this man. He is not playing any more basketball, but this man will sell a new pair of shoes tomorrow if they came out. And I mean, he's making his money. I'm not mad. But I mean, like, we focus so much on this because, and think about it, like I said, it starts with the youth. And like you just said, the bullying and the, oh, they don't have this and they're not as fortunate as other children to be able to obtain these things in their minds. It grows. Think about it. young adults turn into what? Older adults with that same mindset, that same vein of thinking, that same emotional like behavior, which makes them feel like I have to be accepted. And a lot of the stuff we honestly see on here from them, if you look at some of their social media pages, it's for attention. I'm pretty. I have this, I have that. I'm showing you what I have. I have to have the best car. And it's all about advertising material thing. And that's where we fall short every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about it.
And you said something about being accepted. What's the first thing we do to try to be accepted? We want to look like
Yes,
they are, or how we think we should look. So then that means, like you said, going out purchasing the clothes and the shoes, and
absolutely.
and getting your hair way, and
Mm-hmm.
buying all this hair. You really can't
Mm-hmm.
afford it, and you know,
Teenagers. I'm like,
yes.
how you get a $500 lace front?
Now, see, I
I'm
can't even
thinking,
imagine that. Lord,
I'm like, how did you do that? Like,
right.
I mean, just what's that, and think about it. We never sit down. Is this a wise purchase? If you can, that's fine. And if you have something in your IRA, or you have something set aside for college, if all of this is fine, that is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely. But we need to prioritize here. And I'm not saying that because I'm so frugal and I don't spend money, I don't take trips. I do that. Yes. And I
Yes.
will enjoy myself, but I don't want to get home and I can't pay my mortgage.
Come on.
I can't pay the light bill because I decided I wanted to go out of the country, Cancun.
Cancun. You
Yes.
know, that's where your
And the
lights
lights
are.
in Cancun, that's what my light bill money is. So I'm going to deal with this until I get paid again. That's another thing, paycheck to paycheck.
Oh,
Ooh, I always ask my students, I say, if we had to evacuate, and I know they've probably heard this before, what do you have set aside where I can gas up my car and drive away if I had to leave Chicago right now, or Illinois, period, alone, just to go to the next state? I just need you to go to Indiana as far away from Illinois as you can. Can you gas up your car? Can you stay in a place for at least a week? You know what I mean?
that and that's an excellent question. Why don't you pose that to my listeners right now?
Yeah.
Because I want you all to type in if
Hmm.
you're able to do something like that, or do you even understand what she's even asking?
Hmm.
Because a lot of times we are living from paycheck to paycheck, and we're not setting stuff aside. Go ahead, if you would ask the
Oh.
question.
So if we had to evacuate, I ask my students this all the time, and I want this to really don't just throw something out there. Yeah, I have money in my savings. Yeah, I have. I'm not talking about what you set aside to pay your bills this month or this week or for the remainder of, you know, the rest of the next. However, I'm talking about money you literally set aside in savings to say, if I need to utilize this tomorrow, am I able to utilize these funds to be able to evacuate the state if I needed to? Like, really sit and think about that. Can I use what I have, not just my bill money? Because I may end up coming back, maybe, maybe not. But just think about it. Can I utilize these funds to be able to pick up and go? Take my family and whomever is in my immediate family in my household, can I pick up and go right now with what I have in my savings or in my checking account, wherever it lies? Do I have enough to pull down to be able to survive even just 2 weeks? Just think about that. Think about
Okay, that's an excellent question. Excellent
that.
question. I love that. And with that question in mind, if you guys want to type in your comments in,
Hmm.
or you just want to think about
Yes,
it,
just think
that's
about it. I
fine.
mean,
Or if you want to call in, you're still encouraged to do so. 708-223-8953. What I think I'm going to do right now is actually take a quick break.
okay.
Natalie, I see you on. Thanks for watching, cousin. We appreciate you. And when we come back, we'll get into more conversation. This is some good stuff. This is good, and it's good because it's going to make us think.
Yes. Hmm.
You
That's
you
all. Not to expose. Just think about it.
right. Maybe some of y'all should be exposed. Did I say that out loud?
You did.
I did. All right. Hey, you listen to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. We are here on Intellectual Radio. Going to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
creator of all things. There is no other God beside thee, and we stand here and reverence your name.
For you are worthy to be lifted up. Please receive our sincere worship. For you are the mighty God we serve. All the earth proclaim. Mighty God we serve. We serve a mighty God, mighty God. Let the angels bow down. Let heaven and earth adore him, yeah. God we serve. What a mighty God we serve.
The creator of all things. There is no other God beside thee, and we stand here in reverence your name.
For you are worthy to be lifted up. Please receive our sincere worship. For you are the mighty God we serve. All the earth proclaim. What a mighty God we serve.
We serve a mighty God. Oh, let angels bow before. Let heaven and earth. We serve a mighty God. We serve a mighty God. We serve. Holy,
Magnificent God. There's no one. Let us His majesty. Magnificent God. You're worthy. Yes, you are.
Say He is holy, magnificent. No one beside thee. Let us say He is holy, magnificent. There is no one beside thee. Let us declare. Come on and say His majesty.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, you're listening to Mind, Body, Soul with Annette. We are here on Intellectual Radio, and we are talking about financial literacy. Your Wealthy Place LLC. Have you gotten a chance to go to that website and check it out? Alicia Riddle is in the house, and she's telling us about this wonderful organization that she has begun. She's founded it, and we've actually talked about the reasons why so far that she's has begun this journey, which I think is a wonderful, wonderful thing that she's doing. I appreciate you guys for sharing the live feed here, and those of you that will come in, go ahead, share if you haven't done so. If you just touch that share button, just touch it. We'd appreciate it on today. So let's get back into this. We were talking about the young people before we left. And I wanted to ask her, I actually asked her on the break if she would not mind sharing with us, when you go to start doing these workshops and the training, my question to you is, because you focus on the youth, the young people, and you did give a certain age range that you start off with, how difficult is it to sit down with the young people? Because although we need to start with them because they have the impressionable minds and we can shape and mold them, we do know sometimes if we deal with adults, maybe they can kind of focus quickly into it. And sometimes the young people are not, they're not there. Sometimes they don't even want to be there. What you talking about? Can I go out and do my thing? Can I go spend my own money? Who are you to tell me about my, how difficult is it to teach these young people about financial literacy?
So first, I really want to reiterate, you must definitely have patience. Everybody is not built for this, if I may say. And I honestly think that will come from God. He will have to give that to you. He will have to. And like I said, if you don't have a passion for it, because a lot of the times we send our kids to school like, you look, teacher, this is what we're paying you for. You do this. So when it's a passion of yours, it has to really be a gift from God. So I'm just going to have to tell you that. So as we were speaking on break, I was letting you know about a few of the students. And as I was saying, the difficulty, it's not, I wouldn't say difficult. I would just say the challenge with being able to speak to the youth, especially because of their attention span and them saying, I'm not going to utilize this for another whatever, how many years. And the money that I get right now, I don't have to save it. I don't have to do anything with it. So I mean, it's not important to them. So that's my job to reiterate the importance of learning this now. Just like you're in school, learning your math, learning your reading, all of this is something that should be imparted right now. So I have to get them to understand the importance of why we're doing what we're doing. And then make it exciting. They're children. You don't have to go into this stock trade and look at Vanguard. I'm not going to do that to them. So it
So you
starts
break it
out.
down on their level.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Depending on that age group, I'm going to come to your level. And then a lot of the times I want them to come prepared with questions that they have as far as money is concerned, because a lot of the things they just don't know. They just really don't know. They're thinking like, I don't know where they honestly think money comes from trees. Because I'm like, I tell my daughter, I can't go in the backyard and give you a couple $100. It's not happening. But, so as I was saying, the challenge is,
You wish.
yes, I really do wish. But the challenge is being able to maneuver through what they are going through. And as we spoke a little bit on earlier, a lot of the times their mindset and their frame of mind is not really geared on that right then and there. It's something that they're going through, something you have to. And at one point, I only encountered this once, and I know this is still the beginning of YWP, and I know it may come up again, but it's just giving me the acceptance of this may happen. Sometimes you may not be able to teach the class, or you may go in a way where you have to pull some or one to the side, because I encountered one young lady that couldn't stop crying, and it was just whatever she was going through. And that's the mentor side. I can't teach you about financial literacy and what you should be doing with your money. First off, I don't have any money. I'm going through it really hard. I'm hungry. You know what I mean?
And you can't focus.
You can't
Your stomach is
focus.
growling. I
Yes,
need food. We haven't had
absolutely.
food in our house in a week.
And you don't even think to ask that. Who thinks to ask a child, how do you feel? What's going on with you today? And usually you grow up and they're stay in a child's place. Don't get in grown folks' business. Don't do this, don't do that. And it's like, give them an avenue to express themselves. So that's why I want to do that. And that's how I'm able to reach a lot of them, because I let them express themselves. These children are smart. They are really smart. They know about politics, stuff like I just be like, I don't want to hear that. I don't even know. They're like, no, we know. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Do you know what's going on with the Trump administration? Do you know what this is about? Do you know that we're capturing people? Are we supposed to do that, Miss Alicia? I'm just like, no, but but they're
Right.
really smart. So you give them that avenue, that freedom of speech, and to be able to express themselves, and you could get a lot done. They're willing to hear what you're saying, and they want to accept it. Now, I have to commend a couple of schools because they do this. They have this, but it's not prevalent in the Chicagoland area. Like, it's not really like a hardcore focus as other curriculum that we have. And they won't come to our area, but I know some suburban areas where, they have that outreach. I know a couple of schools where they have allow them to wash their clothes, they'll feed them, they have after school programs and things like that to be able to meet their need. Meet a basic need that we take for granted before trying to impart some type of education into them. And I took on that same mindset. Like, I can bring snacks or do any of that, like, are you hungry? What's going on? Like I said, 15 minutes, get it all out. You want to talk to each other? What do you want to do? What do you want to say? You know what I mean? And that's what they're there for. And they just like, so they're like, I want to listen to her because, she let me talk. It's just respect. And it doesn't come with age. It just
Mhm.
comes with the morality and who you are as a person to be able to want that respect and to be able to give it the same way that you want it received. So,
Yeah, they're like, she cares about me.
exactly.
She doesn't mind listening to me. I can talk to
Absolutely.
her. So yeah, that will help you to be able to get your message across
Absolutely.
a whole lot easier, as opposed to them just sitting there like
Yeah.
being in a
And
captive
remember,
audience and not even thinking.
yeah, engage, right? Engage. Don't forget what they tell you. Don't forget their names. I learned that. It's rude. Like I said, you create a profile. So you try to put a picture with that name in that profile. And then when they talk to you, engage. When they say, last week I had a really hard test, you say, how'd you do on that test? You know what I mean? Start engaging with them. They're like, you really want to know? Yes, I want to know. Did you do a good job? Put that encouragement in them. We're trying to build better people. We're not just trying to like manage your money and tell you what. If you're a better person, you would have that knowledge, that prayer, that seeking God early, letting Him be the first one in your thoughts before you go to make purchases, all of that, making better people, that would already cultivate the type of behavior we want as we grow older and all that we say and do. Finances as well. But this is the area I want to focus on now.
Okay.
Yep,
Love it. I love it. I
absolutely.
see Latoya is on. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon to you as well. Tanya, I appreciate you for coming in and thanks for watching. We're talking today about financial literacy. And she started off with our young people, but she doesn't stop there. That she doesn't stop with that age range.
Right.
But this is what we're discussing on today, which I've already stated is of the utmost importance, especially in the world we live in now. There's so much that we could be doing, but are not, whether it's
Hmm.
because of ignorance.
Hmm.
So we can stand to be taught. We can stand to be instructed, so that we can make the correct decisions in life.
Absolutely.
And we definitely want our children. We want them to be successful. Even our children's friends, our neighbors.
Hmm.
Those that our children go to school with. But like
Hmm.
she said, so many are dealing with so many different things, that they're unable to focus and make the right decisions.
Hmm.
And we want to get you out of from that paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
So let's kind of go into talking about let's create a scenario here. I'm coming to you,
Hmm.
or yeah, bringing a group of young people to you,
Hmm.
because I want you to talk to them about, being financially literate. How do they do that? How would you go about it? Just setting everything up.
Hmm.
Is this something that you would do on a continual basis? Is it a one-time thing? Um, I'm coming to you. What do you do?
So it's actually up to you how you like to book it. I can give you a brochure and let you know our services, and I can do a one-time workshop, and I can have a continuation of series of classes that we can go through like throughout quarters. And I'd meet with that group based on your decisions, at least about twice a month because we don't want to overwhelm them, but we do want to make them ready. So if it needs to be more frequent, we can work that out as well. But right now, it's twice a month, 2 to 3 times a month. I say now, basic time range. And if you bring a group of young people to me, I want you to be able to do a survey with them first. I want them to ask questions that they are interested in because that's what I want to teach, something that they want to learn. So the first thing I want to do is fill out that survey. What do I really need to know? What do I really feel like I'm lacking in and I'm inquisitive about? I have no idea. And I really want to know, like, how do people go into doing these things? Think about it. Even if I don't want to be a financial person, you still have to maintain your finances, whether you're rich, poor, or however it is. And you're trying to stay out of that poverty level. So if they're going through something right now, think about it. They know if they can meet their parents can meet that light bill or that mortgage or whatever is going on. They can share the information that they learn with their parents. So let the kids talk and be able to fill out that survey. Tell me what you want to know. And I can base your group and what I'm going to teach you and your curriculum based on your surveys. So you tell me, do you want to learn how to save? Do you just not know how to fill out a check? And we're kind of moving away from those, but a lot of children don't even know a check. What's a check? you know.
Right, because we're in this electronic
Yes,
phase when they
everything's
can just pay
electronic.
stuff online and this.
Absolutely.
Okay,
But
but
there
it's
are
still good
things,
to know those techniques.
absolutely, because there are things on that check that you still to learn because you can use that still to pay online bills, things like that. It's basic stuff because, like I said, we're using this as a tool because a lot of kids don't know. They've been hopped around from foster home to foster home. So when they have to do it themselves, there's no knowledge there of how to. So that's why I said, complete the survey. I want to know what you really want to know. What do you need to learn? What can I tell you that would be beneficial to you? Because you may not be in a position to be able to purchase stocks, or I don't know how to start my own business. I don't know. I'm trying to do that. And I don't know, should it be an LLC? Should it be a non for profit? Should it be a corporation? I have these skills and I want to do so much. We do that as well. So all of what I have is listed in the brochure, but I want them to be able to answer these questions in the survey. And I can base, like I said, the curriculum on that. And we'll go from there. So you tell me exactly how frequent you'd like to meet, and I can do that as well.
All right. I could really label you as a financial teacher, right?
No. No, just a coach. I'll
Just
say
a
a
coach.
coach because
Okay.
I can't teach you, but I really would like to coach you. I don't like to say that I'm telling people what to do with their money because that's not my position, and I never want people to put me in that frame of mind. Like I don't need anybody to tell me, what to do with my finances because you are at liberty. God gives you a choice, and so will I. So, I mean, like you are at liberty to do what you like, but your end result, what are the results you want to see? So, I basically want you to be able to grasp all of this information and use it, not just say, "Oh, okay, I have the knowledge of it. Okay, I got it. I have the knowledge of it," but you're not utilizing it at all.
Right.
So I'm like, you make that choice whether you want to buy that or not. Now I'm giving you the reasons why you should and why you shouldn't. So you choose.
All right. Coach. She's the coach. All right. I like that. But
Yeah.
that's a good way for you to describe why
Mhm.
you would prefer to use coach as opposed to teach.
Mhm.
Or I see you watching. Thanks for joining us on today. You talked about stocks. We don't really do too much with that, do we?
Mm-mm. It's the fear. And I want you all to be able to call me and ask about this information. So I'll give you bullet points on it. I'm not going to tell you what to invest
She's
in.
not going to tell you.
Not going to tell you that. But I am going to give you some awesome stock options in our class. And you're like, I didn't know that. And then you still have to be in a
Probably stuff
position
we
to
wouldn't even
watch.
thought about.
Absolutely. And you know why we don't? And I tell the kids about it. Oh, there is an online course. And when the plus side of going to the conference we spoke of earlier, there is an online course which allows students to do mock stock purchases. And it's amazing. There is
Oh.
so much technology out here now to be able to utilize, and it's at our grasp that we just don't know about. It's just like I said, they said, I didn't expect that from you. I know because I think about it. It's out here, but it's not something that's in the forefront of our minds. It's just when I have money, I'm gonna buy whatever I want to buy with my money. And that's just it. There's no I'm gonna invest in long term or I want to leave a legacy for my children. Think about that too. That's another question. What can I leave behind for the next generation? You know how in the Bible days, think about David and Solomon, everything they had acquired. They had enough of everything to be able to leave for generations of children and grandchildren. And I mean, I'm just like, some people are like, this is my last $5 and I'm about to go buy me some McDonald's. Oh my God. Ain't nothing wrong with McDonald's. You can eat it if you want, 'cause like I said, it's a choice. But I'm just saying, like leave something behind. Like
Yes.
be able to do that. But going back to stocks, it's a fear. Want to lose what I have. And it's the ignorance of not knowing how to maneuver. You need to be like coached into what to do. And there's a lot of scams out here too. You have to definitely be mindful of and just obtain knowledge when you do these different things. Sit down, make sure you're in a position to listen and be able to grasp what people are telling you about these different stocks that you can go into. Because I know one man, he was very successful and he told me, he said, I paid for my daughter's college. I used to draw from him each time. He said I would pay for the extras for her college. He said she was very smart. She got scholarships, but she needed extra money. And I'm so glad I was in a position to do it. I was like, what? High five. Yeah,
Is
he
that
was going to
right?
put, yeah, absolutely. So it's a lot of options that we have. And especially when we have our own businesses, a lot of the times we're just paying for our materials. We're paying for what we need to use to get to the next month, but we're not thinking about, let me do a 401k with my employees. Let me do this. Everything another larger company can offer, you can as well. And it's a simple step. You just have to be mindful and willing to learn.
See there? That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they think about the overhead,
Yes.
and all of that.
People don't budget. They just don't.
Interesting. Let me ask you this question before I go into my next break. What are some of the areas that are most popular that people want you to focus on when they come for training or workshops?
So usually I have a lot of financial literacy workshops, but I also help with starting your own business and renting versus owning and credit. People. So those are the top three. I mean, banking is pretty basic and easy for people because, of course, you have to have a savings account. I want to put my money here. And a lot of jobs now do direct deposit. So they encourage like credit card, debit cards, things like that. But when you go into an establishment and you need credit to obtain something and you have no idea what a credit score is, how to grow it, how to maintain it, or any of that, it's just like a blow. You can't have it.
See,
And you're just like, you know what I mean? And as children, like I said, children grow into adults that don't know. And you go to try to use all your money to do it. And a lot of things has to be financed. And you have to have that discipline. First off, I'm going to pay this back. And then it starts when you're young. And you know the setup. And it happened to me, but I got out of it. They give you credit cards when you're so young. They'll just send them to you. And
college.
in your mind, you're thinking, this is free money. No, it's not
No,
free.
it builds and builds
Yes.
if you're not
Interest,
disciplined to pay it back.
absolutely. Interest rate. So the majority credit. What is credit? How do I obtain it? You can be a ghost out here. People don't know what the phrase ghost is, and that's when you have no credit at all. You just here, and there's no a history out there where you've maintained good credit or established it. Like I said, they'll give you a credit card easily, but do you have the discipline to be able to pay that monthly and then the frequency of it? Pay it off. A lot of the times when you want to maintain the credit, you pay it off to a certain point, and I talk about that in the class too.
Ooh.
So you pay it off to a certain point. You are able to raise that limit. When you make a purchase during that month, pay that purchase off during that month if you can. Don't let it spill over because that's how your interest starts building and you are incapable of paying it back if it gets too far out of reach. And it's just like that's how it starts building. And then you get discouraged. It's just like, oh man,
Right.
I can't pay this back. What's going on? Why do I? If you have to keep paying on it every week, I'm going to put 25 here. I'm going to put 50 here. I'm going to put 100 here. Pay it off. And even with your mortgage, sometimes if you can pay more towards your principal, do that as well. Make your payment, but then pay towards your principal. You can pay your house off faster.
Ooh-wee. Hey, you guys, you're listening to Alicia Riddle. She's here, Your Wealthy Place LLC, talking about financial literacy on today. There are a wide range of areas that she will touch on. She has workshops and seminars and one-on-one teaching that she does as well. And, I'm telling you, in today's day and time, you definitely need to have your stuff in order, your finances in order. You need to be literate financially. Janice, I see you on. Thanks for watching. And Anthony Moore. I don't know if I said your name or not, but I appreciate you. I thank you guys for coming in. If you haven't done so already, go ahead, like and share. What I'm going to do right here is actually take a quick break. I think you have some people that you want to bring in to kind of talk about. So we'll take a quick break and then we will come back for more. Let me see. Do I want to play my special spoken word? Nah, not right now. And we'll do it on our next break. Okay. So you're listening to Mind, Body, and Soul with the Net. We are here on Intellectual Radio. Don't go
His hands on the mountain, the people won the battle down in the valley. Great things happen. Great things happen. When shepherds worship
When shepherds worship, miracles happen. Yeah. When shepherds worship, you need to know great things happen. When shepherds worship, and victory happens. When our hands are raised, when our hands are raised, we are the men of God, and worship is what we do. We love to praise. We must go to that place before we can leave you. So let us worship Him in spirit, worship Him in truth. For all that He's already done and everything He will do, because great things happens when shepherds worship, and miracles happen when shepherds praise. Everybody needs to know great things happen when shepherds worship, victory happens when our hands are raised.
Nehemiah 8:6 says that Ezra praised the Lord, the great God, and all the people shouted, Amen, as they lifted their hands. Then they bowed down with their faces to the ground and they worshiped the Lord. I want everybody under the sound of my voice right now to help us say, we give you praise, all of our days. It is to you that our hands are raised. Hallelujah. We give you praise, God. We give you glory for who you are. Come on, help us say it tonight. We give you praise, all of our days. It is to you that our hands are raised.
Are you sure? You ready? You good? Good stuff. All right. All right. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back. Welcome back. Mind, body, and soul with Annette. We are here on Intellectual Radio. I have my Facebook live feed going on my page, Annette, known as Annette, and then also the station's website, intellectualradio.com, and YouTube. MBSWANET. Get caught in a net. I'm Annette. You can get caught in a net. Okay, sorry. It's a little play on words. Hey, I've increased my my viewership here. I think you see a couple more people in with us on this afternoon, and I am so excited. We've been already talking to Alicia Riddle, this wonderful woman of God. Can I see your brochure if you wouldn't mind? She is the CEO and founder of Your Wealthy Place. I love that name, Your Wealthy Place.
Thank you.
Was it from a song? How did we even talk about how you get to the name?
Oh,
Your Wealthy Place.
We didn't. We didn't talk about that.
Okay, we're going to talk about that. But let me introduce who else I have here because I don't want to be rude. I have in the middle, beautiful woman of God, Ida Riddle is in the house. How are you on this afternoon?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Make that mic your friend. Pull that mic down. Make it your friend. Yeah.
All right.
Talk to it. Yes.
I am doing fine.
Good.
I'm blessed. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, wonderful. Ida is the mother of this beautiful young woman that I have on here today, and she is a beauty in her own right. Just has been the same ever since I've met her. Just sweet and compassionate, and just a wonderful woman of God. Now, I think I need to make sure that you all are in my live feed shot. I don't think you are. Because I have another individual all the way over to the end. That is Pastor Rick Riddle. I think he just kind of tagged along on today. You're doing all right?
We're doing good.
You're doing good?
I'm blessed.
Good to have you. You are definitely not
I'm not in the shot.
Well, I was just going to say you're not new to Mind, Body, and Soul.
No, not at all.
Right. Not at all. We just appreciate you coming back
Thank you so much.
Yeah. God bless your ministry. All right. He is the pastor. He is the pastor of Arca
Tell we've been
Safety
knowing each other
Church.
too long.
I know, the Lord has tremendously blessed him as well. Okay, I think we see you guys now. I think we see everybody.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm glad you guys came in on this afternoon to support this beautiful woman of God. She's doing some great things, isn't she?
Yes.
Indeed.
Lord is blessing her.
Yeah, that's good.
And I tell you, I was telling them earlier that I've been knowing her just about all her life.
Yes.
And I've seen her grow and blossom into a beautiful woman of God. So I'm so excited about what you're doing. I really am. Ida, or maybe Alicia, you can talk to us about what Lady Ida does in this organization.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us about that?
My mom, and people are like, oh no, how can you work with your mom? She's so sweet.
Sweetie pie.
So I actually wanted to tell you all that I brought both of them on here because my mom is a professional guru. She does not think she is, but she has been in banking for about 38 years or more. She's retired now and decided to help me in my business. So I'm honored. I feel really good. And I it's not just me learning from my experiences and where I've been, but I learned from her as well because I can still take a lot of things right now and get frustrated and call her on the phone. Mom, this isn't balancing on these books. And I can like, this Excel format is messing up. And she's calm down.
That sounds like her.
Yeah, calm down. So she's always there. And when I told her I wanted to start this business, she jumped right on board. And like that's what I try to impart into the youth. Like they don't always have that. And I'm grateful to God for that. I also always bring my pastor. Well, not always, but he's tagged along today. I drug him out because my pastor, he is give her background in banking, and she's so shy. So please bear with her.
Come on, Lady Ida.
She's gonna give her background and let you know, a little bit about herself.
Well, first of all, I am honored to be here, and I thank Sister Annette for allowing us this privilege. And I am very happy for this occasion. And I will say, and I'll always start with the very beginning. The very beginning of success, Your Wealthy Place, started in the living room around the sofa with my mother-in-law, Callie Mae Riddle. And she would prophesy and tell us that this day would come. Mm-hmm. And this day is here. Mm-hmm. And I'm just happy because what I was saying to Alicia on the way here was, what is it that's going to make your company different from everybody else's? And it's going to be the Spirit of God. That's where it is going to be, because you have to reach a person's soul in their heart in order to get them motivated. And they have to have a certain element of faith. And I won't take up any more time, but what I have noticed I was working at a major bank, and what I noticed was there were several people that I worked with, even my managers, who came from nothing, who came from the West Side and didn't have any money and, really didn't have much at all. But somebody reached into their lives and they made it to success. Managers, vice presidents, senior vice presidents, they had a struggle, but somebody took heart and help them to develop. Mm-hmm. And this is what we're doing now. And I'm just going to be a part. I'm going to be a part of the prayer. That's the start. And then I think mortgages and banking, the things that I'm familiar with, that's where I'll help.
I love it. I love it. Yes, mother-daughter team there. I love that. I was going to say, yes, you are definitely a chip off the old block because she's been in the banking industry for years. Yes. Knows the ins and outs of it. So and that's actually a good background to have, especially when you're trying to do something like Your Wealthy Place. Right. If you down and out and you live in an alley yourself, you know what I'm saying? What can you tell me? Exactly. But you have that background, you have that that skill, that knowledge, and education. You have that in mom too. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate even you. I know what you're doing. You're gonna do whatever. No. This is good. I'm glad you told us the origin, where it started. Mm-hmm. That's good. I don't think I knew that. Mm-hmm. So I love it. I love it. She's always a sweetheart. I just look at her.
I
I just
know.
look at her and smile.
Oh.
She just make you smile. Just
Yeah.
look at her. But okay, Pastor Rick, what are you
Yes.
bringing to the table on today?
And, support
Support.
and encouragement,
Mhm.
uh, because this is something that we firmly believe in. And I believe that a lot of more pastors involved and encourage the people of God to really walk in success,
Mhm.
to really, uh, in other words, just take the scriptures in. You can really find in the Word of God where the Lord wants us to be successful. And you can't have some people have a fear of walking in prosperity
Mhm.
because they believe that the more you gain, you're going to lose sight on the Lord and you're going to lose your consecration. And
Mhm.
the more you obtain, the less you're going to kneel and pray. But I come to discover, no, listen, you can do all things through Christ who is strengthening you.
Mhm.
Amen.
And Paul said you can be content with little or you can be content with
Yeah.
much.
Mhm.
But as long as the Lord is with you, you can, because it says in order to help someone or give to someone, you must first have.
Mhm.
Notice what happened with Peter and when they got ready to go into the temple.
You want to preach now?
Just see what happened. But what happened when he got ready? He said, "Look upon us." At first, he said, "Silver and gold have enough, but such as I have, I give." But if you don't have anything, you can't give.
Mm.
So you can't help anyone if you haven't been helped first. So God wants to give to us, so we'll be able to give to others.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it.
Can I?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
You just did.
I did.
That
So
was good.
that's basic. So if you just teach people how to acknowledge the Lord,
Mhm.
and then according to the scripture that comes to mind, Joshua 1:8, it talks about being successful. But you acknowledge the Lord, and it's trust me, it's hard, and it would be extremely difficult to be in a relationship with an individual that owns everything, and he not share with you what he owns.
Mhm.
It's extremely hard, and the Lord owns everything. So, and I don't see him withholding.
Yes.
Right.
He's going to share, but he would teach you how to operate in it.
Mhm.
Teach you how to operate in success according to his word. What he tells us, meditate in it day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. Then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, then thou shalt have good success. But
Absolutely.
then what so when you're in that relationship with him, he's going to teach you how to give and meet the needs of others. He's going to teach you how to withhold and save. Wives need to learn this. The, the young folks.
Everybody. Well, that was nice. That was nice. I like that summary there. As you're talking, I'm thinking, okay, you can find your wealthy place in the Ark of Safety, or
Indeed.
Ark of Safety is your wealthy place. This is good. Good stuff. I love it. I love it. I love how you're bringing it in and giving it to us on today. Randy Glass, Brandy McCord, we appreciate you. Pastor Cece is on. Jamone Gaston and Talise Riddle. You all say a prayer for my cousin Jamone. He lost his sister, unfortunately, on yesterday. So make sure you keep him in your prayers. My family, the Gaston family. Going through a little bit there, but God is our strength. He's our strength and He's our help. But yeah, we're talking about your wealthy place on today. Where is your wealthy place?
Mm.
Where's your wealthy place? Maybe you can think about that. But Alicia is here. She and I actually put in, if you can see, I probably should have pinned the comment, the yourwealthplace.llc.com. That is the website. So we want you all to make sure that you go there.
Yeah.
Check her out.
Mhm.
If you need to book her, you can do that.
Yes.
Please.
Book me.
I am highly recommending that you do this.
Yeah.
Financial literacy, empowering youth for a better tomorrow.
Mhm.
We should want the best for our families, for our children. We should want something to be able to pass down. You talked about
Mm.
passing down something
Hmm.
to our children, not just talking about it.
Yes,
We want them to have, we want them to be equipped to have, to be
that's
successful.
right. Hmm.
And this is what we're doing here. You have a staff. Let's see, Dominique. I was hoping she would be here on today.
Oh
What
yeah,
is her position?
Dominique. She's so funny. Dominique is a young lady, my cousin, and Dominique does our higher education course. So
Meaning,
in our higher education course, we teach the children how to write essays for scholarships. And a lot of them like struggle, like their mind goes just blank. Like I don't know what's right. I'm having writer's block. I don't know how to express myself. You can talk about it, but then when it's trying to put it on paper and answer those questions, like so we kind of give some bullet points and talk about it. And actually, my sweetheart daughter, she's going through that right now.
is
She
she?
is her first day of senior year. Oh my
Don't
God.
cry. No
But it's
crying
her
here.
first day of senior year, so she's going through that right now. And the way this young lady maneuvered, so I was like, okay, I'm going to give this to the young people because you know what's out there right now. You are able to maneuver through the internet and do a lot of research on where you can find these scholarships. So these young ladies can pop up this information so quickly. You write it out, and the more you apply for, the better chances you get for more money.
See,
A lot of the times when she went to school, and I kept hearing about these kids getting millions of dollars of scholarships, and I'm just like, how? From one person? What's going on? But no, it's several sources, and you can receive that from but you have to be knowledgeable of it. And a lot of the times they don't know. People just don't know. And there are a lot of kids in the schools, right? So there are counselors there, but they can't get to each individual one like they need that help. And then to take one to the side and say, hey, this is how you fill this out. You have a question regarding what they're asking you for this application, we're going to help you with that. We help fill out FAFSA forms, all of that, getting the finances on that form and everything, downloading it from the IRS, all of it. We assist with it. We're not trying to get in your personal business, but sometimes it's hard and it's the knowledge to be able to do it. So we just sit down and we take our time out and try to fill all that out for you. And then there's another course where the other young ladies, they're just interviewers. So you're going to see them on the brochure. That's Deja and that's Diamond. And so we have a course, and this is one of our funniest courses, and it does not have anything to do directly with financial literacy, but we teach you how to be poised when you go in for job interviews, right? So
yes,
I'll tell
important.
you a trick that we
Extremely.
do, and this is my secret, but well, for those of you who are watching,
You gonna
I'm
tell your
going to tell
secret?
them just
Secret
one
now.
little slight secret. So when you come into this class, you're thinking that, okay, I'm going in for a mock interview because they're going to analyze how I'm dressed and what I say. But in reverse, you're going to do that for me. So
Yes.
sometimes I'll come in with like some ripped up stockings and jeans, and I'm gonna chew some gum real good, smack it up real hard, and I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna look in the sky. I'm gonna do everything you're not supposed to do.
There you go.
So
Grab
I
their
want you to
attention.
take yes, and they're like, oh my god, so it's taking them off guard. So that's my whole thing. I'm trying to grasp your attention. I want you to be able to say, what are you doing?
You're supposed to be teaching me, and you looking
Yes.
like
So,
this.
and then I go, now you tell me everything I did wrong. I want you to answer these questions. Ask me these questions, and then you tell me everything that I did wrong, and you tell me what I did right. And then I'm going to interview you. So we do it that way. And then now there's this new thing where they have you on camera interviewing, and you don't even go in the office. And let me tell you another secret. If
Not
you
secret.
think that the ones that they say, oh, you can discard this one, we're not going to look at that. Oh, the ones you make a mistake on and that you have to correct,
Give me the
they're going to look.
example
They
of
look
what
at
not to
They
do.
look at,
they look at
yes,
those.
they
They do.
look at those.
Yeah,
I'm so serious. They
They
will
do.
look at those. I mean, like,
that's smart.
they're on there frustrated if you toss this. Oh my God, I messed up. And just, they're looking at that. They can be a little irate, So, they're viewing it. So I want you to be able to, I have to start over. Even though they say they're not looking, I'll just be like, although you say you're not watching, I'm going to start over. Cut the camera off and then start again. So absolutely, the digital
Digital
cameras. The
interviews.
HR will sit. I'm going to tell you, I have a number of friends in HR, and they sit and they and they, oh my, look at this one, but I mean, like, we teach them, be prepared. So,
Good.
be prepared each time. And then I think that's one of the most exciting, because a lot of the young people are going into the workforce, the ones that I spoke of, coming out of foster care. They're trying to obtain these jobs. And a lot of the times, like I said, they don't even have the clothes. So we accept donations sometimes to just give them clothes. And I'll give them whatever I can find. Button up t-shirts, a tie, anything like that, and tell the young ladies, pantyhose. I mean, I know that's not the thing now. You want some greasy legs? No, put some pantyhose on sometimes, for these interviews, and then I teach them, is your arm length, have your skirt to that length. When you put your arms down, your skirt should be down there. I mean, whatever you want to do outside of this interview, outside of your job and workplace, you can be a fashionista, you can do whatever you want to, but here, when you're coming to present, this is what I'm bringing to this organization. This is me, and this is what I'm going to bring. Whatever I'm going to do here, that's there. Because like I said, a lot of the children aren't raised in the church, and don't wear this, don't do that. And it's not the discipline that we expect them to have. So there's just that training and being able to impart that into them. We do all of that. We go through all of it. We tell them like the earring size and just all of it. So, I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, I love that. That's one of the best classes that I like to teach. And I like to get the young people engaged that way, because it's like, they're like, oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it may seem like it's something simple, but that's good. I'm so glad you do that, because I have experience and have seen, because I worked in HR before too. My sister's been in HR for over 37 years.
Yes.
And I have seen them come in with any and everything on and act any and every kind of way. And I'm like,
yes.
Are you really going to walk in with it? No, baby, I think you should rethink that. Maybe reschedule this. Go get something else to wear, Yes. It's something simple. And then that's how we came along. I mean, if I'm going to go for an interview now, I'm not going to wear what I got on right now. There's nothing wrong with what I have on right now, but I'm not going to wear. I'm going to go and get me a black suit or blue suit or gray suit. I'm going to have on some pumps, closed in, shoes, with pantyhose.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to go in there because again, they're looking at you and they're like, okay, is this how you going to
represent my
company?
If that's your company, that's something different.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Now, once I get in there, they may say, we going to do denim today or whatever. And
right.
you know what I'm saying? But not coming in for an interview. You have to present yourself. First impressions last.
Absolutely.
It's one thing you have to keep in mind, and people don't really understand that. So if you coming in looking and talking any kind of way, I'm going to remember that. You mentioned about the video cameras, and we're in technology day and time now. They can just pull up anything. I recall years ago when I was working probably downtown, and they would kind of take us through different things, as far as interviewing is concerned.
Right.
And one thing I read one time where this is probably an example that they obviously use to, for future candidates that were interviewing. There was this one guy, he went in for an interview. I mean, aced the interview and everything.
Right.
Excellent. He went out and got in his car. He didn't know that they were watching him from the window.
Oh, young man.
He turns on his music real loud. He's like, whatever. And they're like, no, I don't think so. He was still on the ground at that point.
But no.
Right. And it's like he was doing the saying and everything. They're like, so they're watching all of that. So all that's very important. Again, I'm excited that you're doing that as well. Did I mention Talise? Hi again, Talise, if I did or did not mention you. Thanks for watching. Greg Owens is on. Hey, Granny D. Is that Hail Mary? Is that how you say it? Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate you for coming in on today. We're talking with Alicia Riddle, the CEO and founder of Your Wealthy Place. You will make sure you contact her. Her website is in the comment section.
Yeah.
And I want you all to make sure that you are able to contact her if you are in need of workshops, one-on-one training. She will do just that for you.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking at this brochure. I love the scripture on the back.
Thank you.
All right. So why don't you tell me how we got to the name of this organization, Your Wealthy Place? How do we come about with that name?
Oh my goodness. I had some bad stuff before. It was just as bad. It was not catching on, but I have to give a lot of the credit to my uncle because I said, you have to pray with me because this sounds crazy. It's just
Does
not
it have some
clicking.
corny names and
Yeah, it was
stuff?
so corny. I was just, I can't even remember. It was something with prosperity, and I was just like, oh no, that's so bad. And then I said I don't want anything anyone else has, and I know there are some other wealthy logos or names out there, but I said I need something that is catchy. And so I'm like, they're wealthy, but I wonder what that is. And then your wealthy place at that. So there was a conversation that he and I had, and he kept just throwing stuff out there, and I'm just like, no, no. So we were kind of just going back and forth, and I was like, God, I gotta pray. This is me, because I always want the answers, and that's one of my things. I always want the answers, and I'm always trying to have the solution right away. That's why I learned to acknowledge God. So once I started praying, and I talked to my pastor about it, I was just like, I need your help. And so once we prayed, he's just like, hey, what about this? The wealthy place. And I'm like, your wealthy, he's like, yeah, your wealth. That sounds good. So we just kind of collaborated on that. And I was just like, thanks. And I just hung up and just ran with it. So I'll let him speak a little bit about it. Do you remember?
Yeah, indeed.
We were
you remember how it came about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's found in the scriptures.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's based on scripture.
And that's what happened. And I guess because if you know anything about our family,
I think I know a little bit about
you know a little bit about
just
a little bit. Yeah. We're always brainstorming.
Mm-hmm.
We always got something going on. I don't care whether it be music or whether it be trying to get off into ministry, whatever it may be. But while reading the word, I found it in Psalms, and it had a lot to do with wealth. Your wealthy place, get into the wealthy place.
Yeah.
So she had it, just shot it out there, like she said, and she was like, "That's it," and looked and like, "No, it's not out there." I was like, "Good, it is."
Good.
But so that's how it all came about, and it's still when you acknowledge the Lord, and He promised, to direct us if we acknowledge Him, and He just led us, to that.
All right.
And it's fitting.
It's fitting. It's
Yeah.
working for you.
Yeah, it's working for her.
It's working.
She looks like
Yes, she does.
she's ready for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
She represents an LLC.
Why an LLC? Oh, wow. Well, an LLC, I wanted to do limited liability because of what it is. And I knew instead of a nonprofit, I knew that I could have a bigger arena. So right now, what I'm working on is still getting the 501c3 because, like I said earlier, we're receiving gifts to be able to give the children to be able to dress for their interviews. So I wanted the limited liability because I felt like, this is what was needed for this particular type of business, because I think that the platform that I'm utilizing, I want to be able to not just to reach the unfortunate, but when I'm able to reach, I actually was offered to teach or coach some athletes. So a lot of the times the LLC would allow me to get that income, and I'll utilize that income to do some of my workshops for free for the children that can't afford it.
See, she's always thinking.
Always thinking.
Always thinking.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And people are you will watch out for her.
And one of my courses, I'll explain the difference between the three, but I don't want to throw out all the nuggets because I want you all to book this so that I can give you an extensive background of an LLC incorporation and also the not-for-profit. I want to explain all of that to you. And I also want you to know how to obtain it. I want you to go out there, just as I have, to know how to search for your business name, see if it's already there, how to get an EIN number, all of that. So in those courses, that's what I want to bring out and to teach you. So I'm not going to put it on air because
she's so funny.
I already gave you a couple of secrets.
She's cute and funny.
So.
All right, here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to actually have my producer play my spoken word. Elder Kevin McGee, he has a show here on Saturdays entitled Connections, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please make sure you follow him with a spoken word in relation to today's topic. So we're going to listen to that and come back because I have a few more questions for my guests before we end on today. Take a listen.
Journey beginning as this one ends, moving forward, never looking back. Accomplishments that you have made shall propel you to realize destinies that are before you. Remember to strive to always be your best, knowing that failure occurs when you fail to try. Cling to the lessons that you have learned because they shall aid you in your pursuit of higher learning. Learning in high school, in college, now that you are pointed into a new direction, new challenges are being prepared so that they may be conquered by you. And don't worry because we are investing in your destiny, financing your dreams, doing our part as the village to deposit something in you. So go and succeed. Let knowledge be your motivating force. Be all that you can be and be all that you can. Nothing shall be impossible for you because you have a dream that must come to pass. Feel the love of mother, father, sister, brother, teacher, community, and friends that shall be with you. Travel into adventures. Aim high and reach towards the sky, for that is the only thing that is greater than you.
All right, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Elder Kevin McGee, that was it. That was it. I was on point. I hope you guys were listening to that because that was a hot spoken word there. And I tell you, I just appreciate that young man. I can ask him kind of at the last minute what or give him actually what the topic is, and he would definitely put a spoken word to it. So thank you again. What did you guys think about that spoken word?
I love spoken word.
Put back down.
My sister does spoken word, Anita Riddle. I love her.
Okay,
And
all right.
she's awesome at spoken word. So I always try to be attentive to it. It's a
All
lot
right.
of in-depth things that you can hear that you're like, yeah.
Right.
So it's enlightening. I
Okay.
enjoy it.
What'd you think, Pastor?
That word was spoken.
It was spoken.
It was spoken.
Needs to
That's
be
the only way
towards
you're
it.
going to be able to
Closer.
hear a word. It has to be
It
spoken.
has to be spoken.
Yeah.
Okay, what
And
you think
he
about
spoke
that
that
particular
word.
spoken word? What you
He
think about it?
spoke the word. You know, knowledge is powerful.
It is.
And you got to have, it's imperative that we instill knowledge in our youth
Mm-hmm.
and then not only apply, operate in it.
Good.
All right.
Just operate in it. I try to do the same thing. I have to always refer back to Macaulay.
Of course.
Don't be hearers only. Do it.
Do it. Okay.
Just do it.
Learn and do it.
Learn and do it.
All
And
right.
learn to
Enjoy
do
it
well.
in little words.
All
Enjoy.
right.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's powerful.
Mama Riddle,
Speak the word.
any thoughts on that spoken word?
Well, actually, I really wasn't paying attention.
All right, Mama Riddle.
We're gonna go. We're gonna
move
make
on
you
here.
listen
But
to
I'ma
it
tell
again.
you
We're
what
gonna
I'm
have
doing.
Kevin to come, and
That's
you're
okay.
he's gonna
What
speak
I'm
it
gonna
direct.
what I'm
So you
gonna
can
do is
listen.
I'm gonna listen to the recording.
Thank
All
you.
right, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again. Shout out to Elder Kevin McGee. We appreciate you. Deborah Jones Riddle's on. Thanks for watching. And let's see, Beatrice Carter is back with us. I did make a correction with the website, Your
Link.
Wealthy Place.
Mhm.
So you guys can make sure I'm going to pin that comment. I left out an R, I believe. Your Wealthy Place, LLC.com. Okay, guys. So
Right.
sorry about that. I made that made that mistake earlier, but that's okay. That's because I'm doing many things at one time. All right. So I had final 2 questions for you guys.
Mhm.
I don't know who wants to answer. Well, I'll definitely direct them to Alicia, but if you
Okay.
all have anything to add to it, you can. Mind, Body, Soul, of course, we focus on psychology, psychological aspects of everyday life. We also
Okay.
focus on the spiritual. We've talked a lot about the spiritual aspect. What do you think are the psychological aspects of what you're doing and the implications that it can have on individuals? What would Your Wealthy Place be able to do in that particular area psychologically?
Right. Like, as you said, I think we spoke on this briefly a little bit earlier. And a lot of the times, children are trained by what they see. And it is a mindset that we are in. And it's a vein that we walk in as adults, and children watch us. So I think because we, like I said, want to be accepted, and all the things we didn't have when we were younger, or, I'm going after that now. And I'm going to spend my money on how my physical is looking instead of preparing myself for my future. I think that that's a trained behavior. And if we can, like I said, at a younger age, get out of that realm and steer children in the right direction, I believe we can make a difference for their future. It does not have to be that they're stealing or incarcerated because they're taking something that doesn't belong to them, or they're out here selling illegal drugs or anything of the sort. We want to have them to say, hey, this is accessible to you as well. I mean, just like everything else is so easily to get into. Do you know how easy it is?
Yeah, very easy.
Too
Too
easy.
easy.
It's too easy to get into the wrong things. It's too easy. And like I said, it all starts with being taught as you're younger, and impart these things into our youth at a younger age and young enough to be able to say, hey, I set them down. I taught them how to maneuver with their finances. You can be clean without overspending for shoes that you're probably going to wear probably once or twice that month, or just like, some type of jacket or name brand, something that, just long as you're warm. I mean, like, you can utilize things, like I said, if you have the means too, but look into your financial portfolio and see what's there before you go out and splurge. One young man, I talked to one mentor, and she said, my mentor, another mentor, she has a mentor as well. So she said, she said she taught me something. She said she had to start taking care of two of her younger nephews because their parents passed away.
Hmm.
And because of the situation that they were in, she's like, I just was pouring into them. I was buying them everything and everything they wanted because I felt like I had to be that parent. She didn't have children, so she felt like that's what you do for kids. You give them everything they want to make them happy, but you still have to train them. So she said, you know what? I know you want these Nikes, but I'm going to give you a choice. There are two options here. You can either buy them, or you can take this $250 that you want to spend at 16 and 17 years old on a pair of shoes, and you can invest it. Would you like to do that? And I can show you how to do it. So it's a mindset that you're in. And he's like, this $250 grow for you. Or we can bury it into these shoes, never to be worn except a couple times again. Your feet may definitely grow out of them. They're gonna get old. A new pair is gonna come out. But are you at a point where I can choose to either buy these, or now, or in the future, I can buy as many pairs I want? I don't see a problem with it. A lot of people, that's greedy. You don't want to do that. But think about the men with the talents. The one that buried his.
Was wicked.
I mean, they called him wicked for burying the He's came back. What did you do with it?
Right.
God, well, you want God to bless you. We always do this. They always preach on wealth and prosperity. And what are you doing with that? What are you doing with that? Are you building the kingdom? Are you building up people to be able to have that mindset, to be able to be a blessing to others and imparting it into their children and doing the right things with that talent so that it can grow? Or are you burying it? And that's financial, that's mental, that's physical, everything. Because if God has given you the gift or the talent of music, money, ministry, whatever it is, are you utilizing it for His glory, or are you burying that talent or doing something that you shouldn't even be doing? Are you operating in some other gift that you think, or calling that you think you should be in? And that happens too. A lot of people are going to every day, doing everyday things God didn't even call you for, and you hate it. You hate, I mean, you
That's so
hate
true.
it. Hate going to work, hate getting up. I mean, think about it. The kids see you frustrated at work. They see you mad everything. I gotta go to work. Hurry up, fussing and just fidgeting around.
Exactly.
They see that and they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? But think about how many children fall into the same aspect of their parents because parents built them up behavior is definitely taught, but you have to operate in it. They look at you visually as well. So if I'm telling you to do something, that means I'm operating it as in the same vein. So I'm not just going to say, hey, do this because it's good for you. And I see you doing something else. Well, you don't do it.
What are you telling me for?
You want me to spend my money on you? Don't save your money. We eat out every day. You don't cook no
Because they're
food.
watching.
Absolutely.
They are watching. They may not say anything, but they're watching.
Absolutely. And I know I took you got all in that deep, but
You got in
it's
it.
a
You
mental.
jump in, both feet. But that's good because you know what I thought about as you were saying this, and I may not be saying this quote correctly, but they talked about, basically teaching a man to fish, so he'll, know how to, support himself or whatever for a lifetime, as opposed to just giving him a fish. So that's kind of what I took away from what you said. But that's excellent. Lady Ida, you look like you want to. Oh, she look like she want to say something. And I'm gonna catch her while she wants. Go ahead.
I was reading the scripture, but thou broughtest us out into a wealthy place. And what I was thinking, the psychological part of that is, wherever you
outside
are.
voice.
Oh, all right. Wherever you are, whatever wealth you have, you still have the opportunity to come from that place to a wealthy place. And it's just a matter of knowing who you are and knowing whose you are.
Absolutely.
I think we can end the show right there.
I
My goodness.
know.
That's good stuff.
One of our good friends told us before. He said, I want you to open up on some of your seminars or workshops with this. He said, this story goes, there were guys that went out to fish. There were 4 guys that went out to fish. One guy, he kept getting large fish, kept reeling in large fish, but he would throw them back. And that he kept doing it, and it kept happening until it got around noontime, and it was time to go. He kept all the little ones to the side, but all of the larger ones, he threw back in. And so they said, we need to ask him, like, what is he doing? That's our whole purpose for being out here. We want the biggest fish. We want to be able to feed our families. We want to be able to, use this for store up some for later and freeze it. And why are you throwing the large game back? He said, well, my pan at home is only the size of the small one. So all I could do is cook up the smaller ones because of my pan at home.
Wow.
And I think about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to break it down anymore. I just want you to think about that. My good friend Brewster gave me
Get
that
me a
story.
bigger pan.
Thank you. Starts at home.
Enlarge the territory.
Enlarge
Enlarge
Absolutely.
There's a lot of messages come out of there, right?
That's what I want you to do. Bring it out. Whatever you get from that, I want you to bring that out. But it caused me to think a lot about that.
Okay. Your wealthy place. Pastor Riddle.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I have one scripture. I believe I can add to it. And I think it's found in Jeremiah 49:31. It says, "Arise, get you up unto the wealthy nation that dwelleth without care, saith the Lord."
The Lord.
That wealth tends to bring peace and ease. It takes stress off you.
Come on now.
When you can provide for your family, and the Bible says, "A good man leave an inheritance for his children." So when you can go through life without struggling, the Lord wants us to be the head and not the tail, above only and not beneath. Here's something we must learn to do, and that is get away from fear. We've been so down through the years. The saints have been afraid to walk in it because they've been told, what would it profit a man to gain the world and lose it? And then we misquote the Lord on how hard it is for a rich man to enter the camel go through the eye of a needle. Well, he corrected them. He said how hard it is for those who trust. We didn't tell you to trust in it, but you can have it. You trust in God, but he wants you to have it. He wants you to be lenders and not just borrow.
Come on.
Because you're a servant. When you become a borrower, you're a servant to the one that loaned it to
Yes,
you,
true.
to that lender.
Indeed.
And that's pressure. That, trust me, people calling you every day, telling you, where's my money? I know all about that.
Lose my number.
I mean, you dodging the number. Yeah, come on, Saints. Y'all talk back to me. I got a few minutes.
Have y'all
got
card.
you got your credit because you know you need it. But yet you owe. And the scripture said, "Oh, no man but to love him." Get into a place where you just love folks, and that's a powerful place because when you love, you give. But if you don't have nothing to give, it's hard to love. But if God position you to love, oh no man but to love, that means he can use you to express good things, show forth kindness. Hey, you can represent the love of Christ while giving because you're in a place to give, as opposed to going through life struggling. That's my take on that. Get out of this mindset that the saints not supposed to have. Oh, the devil is a lie. Because it's later for the just. Just be balanced enough to handle when God make the transfer.
Give it to you. Right.
Go and I love it. Don't get the big head. Stay humble. Wear low.
Yes.
You know, you ain't got to go around here like you own the
Go to
world.
Ross.
You brought nothing in and you taking nothing out. I mean, we need to understand. Learn how to be wise distributors. Be led by the Holy Spirit who to sow into, who to give. And I love your scripture. When you start off, you said, "For my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." Use the wealth with the knowledge that God has placed in this young lady to pass on. Take it out there, pass it on to your children, and listen, live. It's time for the saints to live.
It's time.
Get out of this broke stage. You can't help nobody being broke. And the world is looking at you too.
Sure.
When you're standing up there in the world, and McDonald's talking about we can only afford a cheeseburger.
Want your guy?
They don't want to be bothered with that.
Yeah.
And then listen, y'all stop criticizing these preachers because they want to ride in a Rolls Royce. If he can afford it and buy you one too,
he drive one here today.
That's what I say.
Don't go
If he can afford, if he can afford, and God blessed him with it, and he can buy you one.
See there.
Yeah, don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid. Don't attach the devil to all the stuff that belong to God. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. That's God's stuff. And he gave man wisdom to build it. You can ride in it, but just ride with Jesus while you're in your wealthy place. Stop stressing, saints. Pay your bills.
It sounds like somebody got them a topic for their radio show tonight. All
Yeah,
right,
I got
that's
that. I'm so sorry about that. Take up.
that's good. That's good. You know what? I appreciate you guys for coming on. My last question to you before we end on today: where do you see YWC LLC? YWP LLC?
Yes.
Let's say in the next 5 to 10 years.
I want to expand. Definitely want to expand outside of the United States. And I think a lot of our foreign countries have poverty-stricken areas where this information can be very beneficial. And it's not just thinking of them and discrediting them. Like I said earlier, they are amazing people, and it's our people. It's us. They're God's people. And if we can obtain this knowledge and be able to share, I'd love to do that on that type of platform. So I definitely see YWP being able to connect with officials, government officials, on new ways that they can do with economics and different ways that they can build budgets and finance, because we give a lot over there. The United States, they constantly give, but we want to be able to, hey, what are you doing with this? I want to empower you. Let's expand. What are you doing with the money? How are you growing what I'm giving you? And so if they know and they have that knowledge, I want to be the one to be able to impart that into them. So that's where I see us next 5 to 10 years.
Amen.
Next 5 to 10 years. All right. And we're standing with you on that. I have some people that are coming in now that are just joining us for the end of the session on today. I appreciate you, Vince and Misha and Adrian, all those others that I did not see your name. Forgive me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. Just didn't see it. But I do thank you for joining us on today. To summarize, for those who are just not coming in, and maybe for those who were here with us from the beginning, your wealthy place. Can you summarize your wealthy place, maybe in a sentence? I was going to say or two. What sentence? Just summarize in one sentence, if you wouldn't mind.
Your wealthy place is an establishment geared towards first acknowledging the Lord and bringing you into a place of wealth to secure not just your now, but for your future.
Love it. That's good. Go to yourwealthyplace LLC.com.
Yes.
The website is in my comment section. Look up Alicia Riddle. You will not be disappointed. Again, I endorse her and her organization, her
Thank you.
foundation, and she's doing a great thing. It didn't just start this year,
Mm-mm.
it has been brewing, if you
Absolutely.
will, within her, and God has given her opportunities. And I'm praying that He would just continue to open up doors for her.
Thank you.
And it's a family owned business. I can say that, right? Yeah, it's
Yes.
family owned. And there's nothing wrong. I love it. I love it. Yeah, and I just say this, and I know I'm kind of getting off a little bit. We even when we talk about churches, sometimes
hmm
people say, your family's doing this, your family's doing that. Well, who starts off churches? The
Exactly.
families.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's where it comes from.
Okay, so why is that an issue? Okay,
Mhm.
I did sidetrack, so forgive me. But
That's
this is a
okay.
family owned organization. You need to look her up. Your
hmm
Wealthy Place. How many of us? I see you on Facebook putting your posts up, talking about you want to be wealthy, you want to do this, you want to do that. Talk to Alicia. She's going to help your young people. She wants to focus on those. She started off talking about the homeless, and she
hmm
asked the Lord, where does it start? How do I help them? And again, I heard her heart. I heard her
hmm
wanting to reach out to individuals who are less fortunate.
hmm
And then there are some who are actually in homes who are still less fortunate.
hmm
But she wants to help you all. She wants to impart what God has given her into you.
hmm
And I believe that you would definitely benefit from it. So make sure you
Yes.
contact her. There's a number on here. I don't know if I can get that out on the air,
Yes,
can I?
absolutely.
312-741-4424. Again, 312-741-4424. Your
Yes.
Wealthy Place LLC.
hmm
Please contact Alicia Riddle. She's the CEO and founder of this organization. And I appreciate you again
Absolutely.
taking time out on today.
Anytime. It's a pleasure.
All right. You did a wonderful job.
Thank
Wonderful
you.
job.
Thank you.
And I think Ida, thanks for coming in.
Thank
That
you.
sweet smile
for
and
having
that
us.
that inside she wanted me to shut down my show with. Pastor Riddle, thank you
Yes.
again so much for
Good
joining
deal.
us on today. The Riddle family, watch out for them, you guys. Watch out for the Riddle family. All right. Next week we have Nicole Reed. She's an actress. She is someone that you've probably seen in some of these shows. I think I don't know, with Chicago Med or something.
Oh,
She's
yes.
on next week. She
Mhm.
is also an author, and I can't wait for you all to meet her. Actually, she came in prior with a previous guest, Richard Gallion. You all may remember him, playwright in and of itself, an actor.
Mhm.
But we're going to talk to her on next week. All right. So good stuff happening. And of course, we're going to round up this month with Dr. Shirley Hill for our monthly health and wellness segment. She's got a great
Nice.
topic, you guys, so you don't want to miss her. And then we're booked for the month of September. We'll tell you all of our guests for that month, and you all just stay tuned with Annette. Okay, we got some great things coming and happening, and I thank God for how He is blessing. So again, I appreciate everyone, my listeners, my watchers, those that have been on YouTube and also on Facebook Live, because I see you guys. You're on either, and I appreciate you. I thank you. I thank you so much. Thank Earl for this time here in Intellectual Radio. It's been a great time to talk with you all on today. So I'm gonna get out of here. Got to take some pictures with my guests
Yes.
and talk to them before they leave out of the studio. So until next time, I want you to soar and get caught up with Annette.
Get caught in a net with Annette. For your mind, body, and soul. Get caught in a net with Annette. It's your intellectual radio show. Here to